And welcome back, because I just cut the video in half. Okay, let me fix the camera. We're going this way. Boop, 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 boop. In the middle, in the middle, in the middle, middle. That's good. Um, wow! Destiny! The concept that you have a predetermined purpose, a predetermined event, thing in your life that has been already set up, and no matter what it is that you do and everything in your life, all your actions, anything that you believe that you'll be able to like take your own um make your own decisions or whatever the case you may think, it doesn't matter because eventually all paths, all options, everything will lead you to something that you were meant to do. That's the concept of destiny. And it would seem that we see Pyrrha struggling with that concept. Now, let's talk about this episode. Because boy, do we got stuff to talk about here. Let's start with right in the beginning, Ironwood. Ironwood is talking to Yang about how sometimes, stress and the heat of battle and whatnot can cause you to see things that are not there. And then he says, even after the war is over, or even after the fight is over. No, he hinted at that even after a long time, after everything has gone. But then he does this. Even after it's over. Now, I don't know if you remember, but I do. The senpai, what are you doing out of bed moment that he had with um what's that Glenda woman. What are you doing out staring menacingly? And then he's like, the arm was acting up. So you dressed yourself up to a T and decided. No, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. So you dressed yourself up to a T and decided to menacingly stare at the tower or whatever it is, the horizon. I forgot the exact words, but I know what took place. The arm was acting up, and sometimes you feel that things are still there. You see things. You feel you see things that aren't there even after the war or the fight is over. And then we go a little bit more back to that one incident I talked about, that Ospin hands over the cup of whatever, and he's like, with the glove. And I found that so odd. I'm like, that was a really odd shot. Why would you put so much emphasis on a hand grabbing the handle, moving itself back? And I'm gonna say it. I think I'm saying it right now. He is missing his arm. And whatever it is that he has under here is not his arm. I'm guessing. Considering that they were able to build Penny, which is a artificial being, a robot, and they have these drone sentinels from Atlas protecting and patrolling, and they're able to build mech suits with the paladins. I believe robotics is highly advanced in this universe. And because of that, I do believe that maybe, very likely, General Ironwood, at this point, I am putting my money there. He is a cyborg of sorts. And by cyborg, I mean that he has, like, replacement parts that are mechanical. Why do I say this? Because the signs are there, and RWBY does not let us down with the signs. Clearly, there is so much emphasis in his arm. And the fact that he wears a glove, you know, it could be to hide the color. Oh, and oh man, and the fact that he dresses himself up to a T. You never see Ironwood in like short sleeve shirts. He's always in military gear, full long sleeve with the glove, because he needs to keep it hidden. I'm telling you, it's there. It's there. I'm calling it. It's there. I believe that is that because the signs have been there. It's just it's just so subtle, so soft, so like even after the war is over. You're not paying attention, you don't see these things. But they're there. They're so there. Moving on. Crow comes in and starts calling her sister Raven. And clearly at this point, Raven, Yang says that it's her mom. So the lady that we saw coming in from the portal with that creepy mask, and then going through the portal, and then she said, I don't know if she said anything. Yang saying mom. I'm not quite sure. Um, Now, at this point, I have not seen anything regarding the thoughts that have gone through my mind. But for some reason, that thing that was eating away at my mind with the freaking bird and the red eyes and Yang and Crow. Let's add Raven to the mix. And let's add that picture that shows that Raven also has red eyes. And also we saw it in a scene after the end of volume 2 where the mask gets removed and you see very similar to Yang's face with similar hairstyle, but black hair and red eyes. Say we need to talk. The Shni are able to reproduce creatures that they have defeated. People have a semblance that allows them to do something that's normally impossible. There are greater powers at play. We have a world of magic. I'm leaning towards the security camera for that bird that we saw. Now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if people have the power or the ability to kind of like attune themselves to animals. And I'm suspecting that I'm going to say it's Raven. I'm going to say that Raven was somehow seeing through the bird while Crow and Winter were duking it out in the corridor. Now this is what I'm considering right now. That's why that bird was like such a an enigma to me because why everything in RWBY up until now without fail happens or is shown for a reason. Um so when they focused on that bird unnecessarily, but I believe, and then I honestly believe that maybe that's how Raven gets her information, and she channels herself, and she can see what the bird sees, and then she's like overseeing. She's overseeing without being presently there. Um, so I believe that's what I'm inclined with right now. I feel as if there is also this ability to like shadow see and look through the eyes of creatures, maybe even control them, so that you can actually go to places you need to go and take a look at things better. Um, that's what I'm leaning on right now. So, with that being said, um, we move on. So that puts the not my concerns, but my thoughts a little bit at rest. That there is a high chance. Oh, and by the way, it's interesting that Yang's side of the family have the red eyes, but then when Yang gets the red eyes, she's like in in energy redirection mode. That all the hits she takes makes her stronger, and she can deliver those blows back with her semblance. I don't know. And then Crow tells her, if you want to find her, track her. I could probably help you out. Hmm. So perhaps Yang's search will come to a close. I saved you once, but don't expect it again. Oh, the implications. All right. So then we move on to inside the room. I'm guessing. I'm guessing Blake was referring to Adam because she did mention that at first everything with the revolution when she joined the White Fang, that everything was a peaceful protesters and hear us, we're the faunas, we don't want to be discriminated upon. But then when Adam took over, it became violent and a lot of bloodshed and maybe innocent people were hurt, and that's what caused her to realize and back away and move away. Excuse me. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that's who she was referring to. That friend of hers that has changed. Hmm. Please do nothing to the cook. Oh, Red. That's pretty funny. So clearly, Pyrrha is troubled by what Ozpin, James, and Glinda revealed to her, and Crow revealed to her, and she accepted the responsibility to help protect the world. And let's talk about Jaune and Pyrrha. I feel bad for Jaune because actually, I don't know. He did say he grew up with like what was it, seven sisters, and that's how he learned how to dance. So he has a lot of female influence in his upbringing, and I have to tell you, for being surrounded by girls growing up as siblings, I feel that he is somewhat lacking in understanding the female persona. Um, Men and women not only have their biological differences, but they also have differences in how their brain functions. Um, Everybody has differences in how their brains and their bodies and everything like that, right? But in a comparison between men and women, male and female, um, you hang around with girls that are friends, and you kind of like start picking up on how their mental process works and what things they give priority to. And I'm not saying that there's like a cookie cutter um, a diagram that you can base yourself off, but there is general tendencies where usually things do tend to lean on. Of course, you'll always have your red herrings or your outliers where it's not quite like that. Like, oh, this person is like, I wasn't expecting this person to totally be like that. And And I'm talking about mental way of thinking. I'm not talking about like things that they like or things that they enjoy to do. I'm talking about how they manage and process information and problem solving and work through their stress in their life and stuff like that. Um, so I am somewhat disappointed that John could not be the ladies' man that he could have been. Um, I know he doesn't know the full story, and in his defense, I can throw all the towels you want. That he doesn't know what Pierre is going through, and he doesn't understand the gravity or the implications or the severity of the situation or the truth that's out there, or this big revelation that just took place. But again, what you can do is tune up that empathy, tune up that sympathy, and tune up that listening. And like Pyrrha said, when he said, "What can I do to help?" Um, she says, "You already are." Because in situations like that, sometimes all somebody might need is just somebody to listen to them process their information. Um, and so Dr. CharFox relationship advice for all my viewers out there. When you see someone troubled, when you see someone concerned about something, clearly that concern is bothering them. And a lot of mistakes that sometimes we tend to do is we try to we see it as them having a problem processing information or processing the situation that they're facing. So I'm going off topic really quick because this is what I saw that happened with Jaune and Pyrrha. Um, so let's say like like, oh, I'm troubled, and then you approach and you're like, hey, what's going on? You seem troubled. It's like, yeah, I'm troubled. Oh, what's the matter? Why are you so troubled? Well, it's just that I got people coming over later on, and I don't have toilet paper. Now, you are not the person that has the trouble. You are not the person that has the concern. But when you hear it in such plain text, it's so easy for someone to be like, okay, let me fix your problem. You got people coming over, but you don't have toilet paper. The solution is clear. Just go out and buy toilet paper, and you're good to go. Right? But there are so many number of things that you might not be aware of. And the emotions, in particular the emotions that are causing these feelings of concern, they are probably linked with something else. Maybe it's not the fact that there's no toilet paper involved. Maybe it's the fact that somebody else was supposed to get the toilet paper and they didn't get the toilet paper, and then it just links to something that person is constantly failing me, and why do I even have this person as my friend? And then they start analyzing what it was that this person has done for you their entire life that you've known them, and then you kind of like compare that gauge into something that's completely different. And there are so many different things where the feelings of concern and trouble are coming from, that when you come in and you say like, well, listen, you know what, I'll help you out, don't worry about it, I'll buy you toilet paper and I'll bring it over, and there, problem solved. And then the person turns around and is like, but that doesn't change anything. And you're like, what? You don't have toilet paper, and you got people coming over. I'm gonna buy the toilet paper, and I'll bring it over so that people can have toilet paper. Problem solved. I fixed the problem. And okay, I'll tell you what. This is men, including myself. This is how us men see things. When we see somebody with something going on, we approach him. We're like, "Hey, what's wrong? You seem concerned. You seem troubled. Oh, well, this and this and this and this." And we literally just take what gets told to us as, "Okay, men, you guys okay up there? Yeah, we're ready, sir. Okay, here we go. We have a situation. This happened because of this, and this needs to be done. Can we do this?" "Sir, it seems like. Yes, sir, we can take care of this." "Okay, what's the solution?" "Well, sir, we're going to go ahead and just buy that thing that's missing, and that'll fix it." And that's how we sort of tend to think about things. But when you hang around with females and when you get an understanding on the different levels of effect that kind of like ramify from things that take place, then you start realizing that it's not just the problem. The problem, you can think of it as the problem was more of like a catalyst. It was a fuse, a detonating device that got activated. And when the thing went off, the fire spread in all these directions. And all these directions are the things that are causing concern to the person that we are witnessing. So, that's why I said, in situations like that, the best thing you can do, the absolute 100% best thing you can do, crank up that empathy, crank up the sympathy, and crank up the listening. Do not try to fix the problem. Listen and try to envision the ramifications of what might have been, what might have developed because of that problem, because it is clearly something that there is more at play. In some situations, maybe it is something simple, but you would not see the person so troubled by the event because they'll be like, oh man, hey, are you okay? No, I just ran out of gas. Oh, would you like me to go get some gas for you? Let's go get some gas together. Really? Thanks. Boom. That's a simple situation. But when you see somebody like, oh man, hey, 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 are you hungry? Hey, 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 huh? Oh, no, I'm good, thanks, appreciate it. Oh man, troubled, deep into their thoughts. It's not the problem. It's that all those ramifications are consuming all that mental power, all that processing power, and there's something bigger at play. So the problem is what caused it. Hey, what's wrong? Well, I went to the kitchen to make myself a sandwich, but there was no cheese. Because that's what started. What's the problem? Is like, what was the catalyst to put you into the state that you're in? So, Dr. CharFox recommendations on relationships. I can dedicate a whole channel for this if you want. But so so going back to John, that's why I say I am slightly disappointed that he was not able to pick up on these, not facts but factors, on these flags is what I meant to say, not facts, flags. Growing up with seven sisters, was it seven sisters? Am I wrong? I'm not ever sure, but he had only sisters. Because he tells Ren, you're like the brother I wish I've always had, or like the brother that I never had. You know, you know what I'm saying. So he grew up in a female environment. So I'm slightly disappointed. Slightly disappointed that he didn't approach the situation in a certain way. But hey, it's okay. Things happen. Um. So and then when he just gives her the what he believes to be the solution to the problem, I don't know if I'm ready for it. Of course you are, because the Pyrenicos that I know will never back down from a challenge, or the case may be. And then she's like, "Oh, oh, it makes me feel like such a failure." And as soon as he said it, I'm like, "No, no, no, John, why, why?" But sadly, things were said. He started off great. Put your hand, physical contact. How can I help? I'm here to listen. I'm here to take the burden off your shoulders. You already are. Super cute. But then the feelings and the emotions come back. Pull away. The leaves separate apart from the wind. Oh man, what a beautiful scene. So bad it ended that way. I am saddened and it breaks my heart. It really does. It pulls at my heartstrings. Pulls my heartstrings. But that's what happened. That's what took place. It's unfortunate, but it did. So Pyrrha is now even more troubled, unfortunately, because now she feels the feeling of guilt, um, thanks to, but not thanks to Jaune in part, but thanks to, but not thanks to, unknowingly caused this reaction because, you know, um, it's unfortunate, really, it is. But let's continue. So then, what happened then? Then that happened, and then I'm losing my train of thoughts. No, come back, train. Don't leave me. Sorry about that. um, French toast. What was next? John, the leaves blow apart. Yeah, I think we went to the Ruby scene where she spots Emerald. Mm. Penny. Let's talk about Penny, Pyrrha, and the magnet. The signs were there. I can't believe I didn't pick it up. I feel disappointed in myself. But the signs were there. There was that incident with the magnet once, and then they laugh about it. That's so cute. But it was there. And also when Cinder is cycling through the fighters, I believe she also landed on their pictures. So Cinder is controlling the fights, and clearly now we know why. To set up Yang and Mercury, and to set up Penny and Pyrrha. Metal and polarity. And if Pyrrha was able to just lift up John with her emotional state without requiring too much effort by using his armor, Oh man, the implications of this, might not end well for Penny. Duh. Chances are she'll be ringed out. I'm hoping. But then when the world start asking questions, they'll be like, oh, how was she able to push her out of the ring? Wait, I didn't talk about Velvet. Oh, go back, go back. Hold on a second. Wait, did I talk about Velvet? I know I talked about it in the video. No, I haven't talked about it. Alrighty. Good thing I remembered. I was like, I'm missing a scene. There it is. Ruby getting ready to go in and she meets up Velvet. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Oh man. And then the credits kind of like confirmed it a little bit. Okay. Alright, listen to this. That camera clearly is very freaking important because it's her weapon. It's her weapon, and oh man, it's so interesting. Let's think about this. All right, so you have a camera, and she says, "I'm working on my photography," and Ruby is like, "I mean, sorry, let's start from Ruby." Ruby's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, hi, Ruby. I'm working on my photography." She's like, "Want to see?" She's like, "Okay." And then they look at it. Now, for the unknowing everybody else, you would see like, oh, that's a really bad picture because you can't see the person. Why? Because normally cameras for us, when we take pictures of people, we take pictures of them, of all of them, including the face and whatever, right? But, 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 if you have other interests in mind, and I'm sorry to bring this up, but I'm thinking about like perverts. It's the first thing that came to my mind. When you think about like, perverts and you're taking pictures of people, you're usually looking at either some butts, or maybe some boobies, and you're like, ooh, that's a good shot. Oh, that looks good. Oh yeah. It's for the collection right there. I'm sorry to bring that up, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. Um and you look at these pictures and you're like, wow, something's off here because it's not showing the entire body, just a specific part of the body. So this central focus thing is where the the interest is. And if you technically look at it, the picture of what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Sun Sun Wukong, I think it is Sun. I'm gonna go with Sun. If you look at the picture of Sun, he has his gunchucks hanging from his shoulder, and the picture is perfectly centered on the gunchucks. So that clearly tells us that the interest of the uh, of the shot is his weapon. Now, Coco once told her, "You've been working on that all semester, don't waste it here." Now, when you're working, you work so hard. When you're working on something and you work so hard for it, you, you require a lot of effort, so you must have taken a lot of pictures. Now, what does this camera do with those pictures? I'm not sure, but I have so many possible theories here. and the one that comes up to the front the strongest um with the strongest feelings of possibility is mirroring or duplicating or mimicking weapons. Now, now I believe that I believe that it's possible that her camera thingy kind of like based on the pictures that she takes, the camera kind of like can transform. That is so intricate though, and the implications behind it. Maybe the camera is like an input to record things, and then maybe things come out of the box. I'm not sure. I don't have much details, but clearly that camera is recording weapons. I have I have no doubt about that. That camera is recording weapons, and then in the credits scene, you see that there's like very detailed information about that camera. Because clearly there is something important about it. So part of me wants to believe that maybe the camera transforms into the weapons whose pictures are taken, or maybe the box produces duplicates of the pictures that are taken, or maybe everything comes to play and both the camera and the box become Lego Transformers and become duplicates of the weapons they have captured. I don't know. But that's what I'm leaning on. And that is so cool. So cool. And then what makes it even more sneaky deaky is that the Rooster Teeth try to paint it off like, oh, you know, it's just her. She's bad at taking pictures, you know. She doesn't get their face or anything like that, you know. It's getting better. Because you don't know, Ruby doesn't know, and you would suspect that she's taking pictures of people. But in fact, she's building her arsenal. Now, why did she take a picture of Ruby though? I don't know. I don't know. She took a picture of Ruby. Maybe she just took a picture for her collection of people. Maybe she can capture their semblance too. Oh, but no, I don't know. That seems a little bit far fetched at this point. But then again, nah, nah. But then how did Ruby look when she got her picture taken? She was like stunned. Like something had drained out of her? Am I overstretching here? I don't know. Nah. Nah, I'm gonna shelf that thought. I don't think she can capture semblances. Cause that'll make her so freaking OP. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think she can capture semblances. She probably just took a picture of Ruby for like records. Maybe she mixes business and pleasure. Business for the weapons, pleasure for my friends. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure, but cat's out of the bag. Mercury and Emerald are still there. Ruby's aware, and she's unarmed for some reason. Very interesting. This was a juicy episode. This was a juicy episode. Um, Yikes! 1 hour and 22 minutes. Alrighty, so I'll just leave it here for now. Um, Things are getting interesting. Destiny. I'll leave it. I'll leave it here. I got. Oh, excuse me. I'll leave it here for now. This was quite the enjoyable experience. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for another watch along with CharFox. That's me. I greatly appreciate all of your support, everything that you do. To all my Patreon, um, what do you call a Patreon person? To all my patrons? I don't think it's a subscriber. Become a patron. Yeah, to all my patrons. To all my Patreon members. I gotta put something back there because I got it. To all my Patreon patrons. Boom. Got it. First try. um, Thank you. Thank you so much for the financial support and aid that you guys provide. It really does help out so much in so many different ways. And I truly appreciate it. Um, so thank you so much. It's not necessary, it's completely optional, but it really shows to me the level of not dedication, but of interest, commitment, and wanting to help in any way that you can, and I truly appreciate that. So thank you. To all my other subscribers who follow me on who follow me on YouTube? No, who watch my videos are subscribed to my channel. There we go. I did say that to all my subscribers. But anyway, thank you for all the support, for all your comments. Um, I love reading your comments. I love responding to your comments. I have been getting them, but I haven't been responding to them. My moderators are on their game. It's just me right now that is a little bit overwhelmed with things. I honestly thought that this thing where I had some extra time was going to work out, but clearly it's not. Um, I have been wrong. So um, I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm pushing as hard as I can. I'm giving myself deadlines. I'm trying to like schedule it in. Be a little bit more organized with my time, and and it's a little bit difficult, but I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm making it better. um, but yeah, if you want to follow me on the things that I have a Twitter. By all means, please feel free to like subscribe to that, and you'll be updated with the hottest fresh news of CharFox. and what's going on with his life and his videos and the channel and anything that might be CharFox related. So go ahead and subscribe to the Twitter. And Nexus Kid made a Reddit page I have not visited in a while, but it's there if you want to create a community and talk about stuff. Hey, by all means, I'll try to like fly around in every now and then. I think it's great. Nexus Kid, I've received your comment. I've read it. We have a game of Overwatch pending. And to all my other subscribers, if you want to join me for a play along, I would love to have you guys because I love interacting with you guys. It's great. It's such a great feeling of sharing things with you guys, and I want to do more of it. So yeah, that's all the announcements I wanted to make. I still haven't forgotten about Drexade or Wolf and Terror. They are friends that I developed with the community of my videos, and we also have games pending together. Terraria, or maybe even Starbound. I believe they play Starbound too. So yeah, shout outs to my viewers. But yeah, that's that. Let me know what you guys think. I love reading your comments, like I said, and I love answering to them. I'm falling behind on my comments, but I'll fix that. So that's that. I'll leave it here. I'm talking too much, and it's already been. You know what? We have a minute and a half to get to an hour and a half, so I'm just gonna try to stretch it out just a little bit more. I want to get to the 90-minute marker. But I don't know what else to say. Oh, poop. I'll just leave it here. All right, so back to the farewell. Thank you so much for watching another watch along with me. I greatly appreciate all of your support. All of your support, your comments, your feedback, your likes, everything. I love it. I'll leave it at that. That's that. And until then, let me get the mouse ready. There it is. 35 seconds left. I'm not gonna make it. But I'll leave it there. Until next time, take care and bye bye.